Welcome back to the deep dive. So today we're taking a look at Houston.
Right, but not for the reasons most people think.
Exactly. Not for oil specifically, but for something that controls how that oil and pretty much everything else moves around the world. We're doing a deep dive into its valve manufacturing industry.
And it's this really surprising mix, isn't it? You've got this, century-old industrial foundation meeting some incredibly cutting-edge, smart innovation.
Let's start with that history then. It really all goes back to the oil boom, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. I mean, you can't really talk about Houston's industrial base without it. The boom in the early 20th century created this immediate and non-negotiable demand for ultra-reliable flow control.
There was just no room for error.
None. So companies had to set up shop right there on the ground, perfecting solutions for these really high pressure, really volatile materials. That core expertise is still driving the market.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. But if it only served oil and gas, you'd think the industry would have kind of plateaued decades ago.
You would, yeah.
So what else started pushing the innovation? What other forces came into play?
Well, this is where it gets fascinating. Other sectors came along, and they demanded completely different kinds of durability. Take water treatment, for example.
That's a totally different environment.
Completely. We're not dealing with high-pressure hydrocarbons anymore. Now it's corrosive chemicals, potential microbial buildup. Every glass of water from a city tap relies on a valve that can handle that very specific challenge.
So diversification wasn't just a business strategy, it was an engineering forcing function.
Exactly. And it wasn't just water. You also have general manufacturing, where valves are all about precise process control and safety on the production line.
And power generation, I imagine.
Right. Regulating superheated steam, massive fluid flows. So you really have these four key sectors: oil and gas, water treatment, manufacturing, and power gen. And each one pushes the limits on materials and control tech in a different direction.
Which brings us to today, and this jump into the smart era. We're not just talking about a simple mechanical part anymore.
Not at all. The biggest leap is the integration of smart technology. I mean, yes, you're always getting better materials, things that can handle higher temperatures or more abrasive
It
fluids.
was a physical evolution.
But the revolution is the IoT sensors.
The Internet of Things.
Exactly. Sticking a sensor on a valve allows for real-time monitoring and, crucially, for predictive maintenance. The valve is constantly reporting its own health. It can anticipate a failure long before a person ever could.
So the lifespan of the equipment goes up and industry downtime goes way, way down. I also saw the sources specifically call out certain designs: gate, globe, ball, and check valves. Is there a reason Houston is such a hub for those four?
There is. Those are the workhorses of the energy and process industries. A ball valve, for instance, is perfect for a quick, tight shutoff in a pipeline, whereas a globe valve is essential for the kind of throttling and regulation you need in a power plant. And what's happening now is that companies like Cameron and Flowserve are using enhanced manufacturing techniques like 3D printing to rapidly prototype specialized versions of these traditional designs.
And for someone buying these incredibly critical components, how do they ensure that reliability you mentioned?
Certifications are the ultimate assurance. You need to look for ISO 9001, which is sort of the baseline for quality management.
But specific to the industry.
You must see the API standard, the American Petroleum Institute, that's the gold standard, set by the very industry that built Houston, ensuring the valve is fit for purpose. Then, of course, marks like CE are vital for international use.
So that historical connection is still there, baked right into the certification. Looking ahead then, what's the ultimate implication here? What's the final thought for us to chew on?
I think if you connect all the dots, you see the transformation of a basic mechanical part of valve into a sophisticated network data point.
It's not just plumbing anymore.
It's not just plumbing. As automation increases, these valves become vital nodes in a wider smart infrastructure. So the final thought is this: Houston is cementing its role not just as a place that makes things, but as a place that manufactures the brain and nervous system of global infrastructure. That's what we need to watch next.